Hello, hello. Welcome back to Space Engineers with Orvishana. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day, and I thought I would go ahead and get started on this trailer. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do... Where's the elbow? There you are. Dang it. There you go. Get those facing down. And that's not in the right spot. Alright. Wrong button. There you go. I'm off to a great start so far, right? Alright, let's bring these back. Make sure I'm pointing in the right spot. There you go. Alright, so I want to make this thing so it fits on, or so it fits carrying this thing, rather. Let's go ahead and bring this over. Oh, slow down. Alright, so that's lined up in the middle-ish. That should do. I've got 2 hours of hover time. That should be more than enough. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with a couple of these. No, I didn't do that one right. I'm thinking have the small port facing out and the large one, of course, connected to the pipe. Large one in the middle, large one pointing back. Let's get this one facing the right way. Do I actually have the large port? Yes, I do. Alright, and let's put our little framey bit. Helps if I point at the right spot. Oh, Jesus. Come on. There you go. That was unnecessarily hard. Let's make that easier for the next one and just put a couple of these. So 3 blocks, because one in between the 2 large cargos, then I'll put like the center one and then the next 2. Right. Let's keep this little pattern going. Let's do more framey bits, because why not? Yeah, that should be fine. Yes. Alright, so we got 4 larges. I want to have like a little wall, because I found a nice little script that'll tell like the cargo capacity. So I'm thinking about putting a couple LCDs in front of where I'm gonna dock my miner to. That'll tell me the fill progress of the trailer. That should be pretty nifty to have on hand. Make a lot of the guesswork disappear. There you go. And of course I put these in here so I could aim at them and it would make that placement easier, and then I didn't use it. Yeah, but I suppose if I used the intelligent easy way, that would not be me. Alright, so I can't fall through here. That's good. Not that that matters, I guess. What are we doing? Okay, I'm confused. I'm pretty sure that I put the ports facing back, but I'm going to weld those up just to make sure, and I'll weld up what I got so far just to make sure everything is lined up correctly. Right, so I got those welded up, and I did have them placed right. I don't know why I was doubting that. Alright, so I want to go with some mediums. I want to have the platform that this is actually sitting on just a little bit lower. It's going to be a bit of a long trailer, I'm guessing. And I want the platform it's sitting on to be just a hair lower so that it'll, what's it called? The center of gravity. So like when you're taking a turn, it'll be less likely to roll over, hopefully. So I'm doing that so, you know, rolling will hopefully not be a thing. That would be ideal anyways. And it's gonna have quite a bit of cargo capacity, and I should make sure that this is actually locked, and it is. Alright, I don't want that to start sagging and then throw me off, you know. Alright, so let's finish getting these placed, and I don't have any more interior plates. That'll make placing things a little more difficult. There you go, let's get rid of that. Don't think I need that. Don't need that stuff. That should be alright. I never actually looked for my plates. Let's grab 50 of that, and we'll grab a couple hundred of that, even though I won't need that much most likely. Not right now anyways. And let's see how this lines up. Yeah, that fits pretty good. Alright, so next thing we need... Okay, so I'm gonna need one of these, I think. So we can put our connector. 6. Oh, I'm too low to actually place that. That might help. Right, so I'm gonna have a connector on the top and a connector on the bottom. That way, you know, I can connect up to something to offload, which of course I probably should build an offloading station before I built this, but at the same time I won't know how the floor needs to be set up to actually be able to reach this without like striking something as I'm driving over it. So I guess once this whole project is done, I'll be building some kind of parking garage thing for this, or for this rather. Right, let's keep on placing cargo thingies. Come on. Alright. I just had a thought. That was my, my little pause for thinking. So I want it to offload everything as quickly as it can. So I'm thinking I'm gonna need sorters. I don't want to raise this. So I just had a thought, which is to use, yeah, let's attach it. That's gonna bug the crap out of me. Let's make sure these are oriented in a way that pleases my OCD. There you go. Alright, so because the connector has a port in the center on the, like the more square piece on the bottom, let's we put these, the conveyors, and then we're gonna put some sorters. Nope, there you go. Alright, so I'm going to have it like same on this side, and it's gonna pipe down to this to Jesus, I can't like think and talk at the same time today apparently. It'll pump it through some pipes down to here. You know what? I think it'll actually look cooler if I put them elsewhere. There you go. Alright, so that should connect up with the center piece on this cargo container. And we'll have the sorters on the top and bottom of this line. So you'll have like a green light on the top, meaning that it's sucking the cargo out of the miner, and red lights on the bottom so that it's not pushing it into here. And I just also realized that I need to get rid of that piece that was in here, because that connects the two connectors, and then the cargo would just be doing a loop non-stop. So I should probably like make this a little more secure, because if I somehow damage these, I don't know if the thrusters will hit them, but if I break those, then my connectors are loose. So let's get those all placed and welded. I'm gonna go ahead and finish these, like get this all welded up. So guess who was curious about how things would actually line up and forgot to lock one of the rotors? That would be me. At least I remembered to set limits, but yeah, oops. Alright, let's see. Nope, I don't have enough gyro power. Alrighty, so I need to put a bunch of gyros on. Or maybe I can just turn this. I don't know if it's going to have enough power to do the thing. Let's go with reverse. Okay, so it's in the negative. I need it to be in the positive. And I need, where is it? Torque. Nope. Alright, that rotor doesn't have enough torque on it to actually rotate that thing. Alright, I think that's where it was at. Alright, so I need to put a crap load of gyros on this to turn that. Where do I have them? 8. There you go. Let's hope that these are enough. I don't have the materials for it, of course. Why would I? Some of those materials I actually just put away a few minutes ago. Alright. I'm not going to worry about welding them up all the way because I'm just going to cut them off. Let's turn right. Nope. Not enough. I have an idea. Let's try to actually get all that weight off of this and then see if it'll turn. Alright, cool. It's close enough to being level. Let's actually lock this now that we just did that. You're already locked. And you're already locked. Great. Okay. Let's see if that worked relatively nicely. Alright, now we can do what I was planning on doing, which is actually looking at how it lines up, which is pretty nicely. I'm gonna get rid of these. Alright, so I got these welded up, which I'm sure you saw before I did all that weirdness with the rotor and landing the ship. I just added these pipes, which I think is pretty neat looking. I was gonna have a floor that's flush with the connector, and probably that dips down enough to accommodate for the drills, because the hitboxes for the drills themselves is a little bit lower than like the connector and landing gear and all that good stuff. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to hide this, so I might put like glass or something like that. Something clear, which is basically just glass. But I didn't put the sorters on the bottom because I figured that'll make it a little easier to label things. So I'm just gonna call this inbound sorters. I'll maybe think of a more fancy name at a later time. What am I doing? Total brain fart. Let's hide those. I have no idea what these are on. Oh, right. That's the sorters on these two ships that are connected to the base, and this whole thing is connected to the base as well, so it shows them. Alright, so I got those grouped up, hidden away, and let's go ahead and keep on going. So we need to put the outbound ones and then pipe them up. You would really think that I would remember which way to rotate things, but such is not the case. Alright, so got these all placed. Just gotta do a little bit of weldy welds, and of course I don't have everything. Let's at least get them started. I know they're not all welded up all the way, but I just wanted to get them done. As far as materials placed, at least. And that way I can come over and grab the rest of this stuff and finish getting them welded. Alright, so that'll do for that. Alright, and let's group those up so I don't forget. And we'll call that outbound. And let's go ahead and hide those. And probably should turn them off. Not that it matters right now. Okay, there they are. They're hidden up above, and I was like, I swear I made a group for those already. Yeah, so these two connectors are only connected to the inventory by these little rows of conveyors on the sides. So that way these top ones are green and they can you know, take everything from the ship into the conveyor. It'll go through and into the cargo system of the trailer. And then I'll probably have like a timer block inside there, or a button for a timer anyways. That'll just swap the two, which is on, which is off. And then that way those will turn off, so it won't be a loop, and those will turn on, which means that it'll start allowing things to be drawn out into the base. Alright, so let's keep on making some cargo. This is probably way overkill for cargo space for this trailer, but I think it's gonna be awesome. I'm actually really excited to drive this around. Okay, so this doesn't make any sense. I'm pretty sure that it wasn't like this before. Alright, so I'm on the medium cargo, right? You scroll up, you would think it would go to the large one, but it goes down to the small one. What sense does that make? Alright. Let's get that facing the right way. I think I'm gonna do 2 of those. Okay, so I want to have a large port facing to this side. I don't think I can unless I have a large port facing to the outside where it'll be easily visible, which I don't really like. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to avoid it. Alright. I'm gonna have it facing out the back. Maybe I'll cover it with some sort of like plate that can house the headlights, or not headlights, like tail lights, turn signals, fancy stuff, and things. No, I don't like that. Alright, let's go back to medium. Let's lower this so I can get a better kind of feel for it. Yeah, I want to have clearance for this connector. If I had the large ones here, I'm pretty sure the connector would hit. But it should be okay now. Where's cargo? 7. Right, what was I lining this up with? Like that. And let's go ahead and do that. Of course, I didn't line either of those up. Okay, let's take a look at how that looks. Yeah, that works, that fits. And I'll have a little platform here in the front that I can walk along or anything like that I want to do. Yeah, I like that. It's going to be a lot of cargo in this, which I'm going to need because, well, I need to make that offload spot. I need to make all the habitat spots for like the colony and such. And eventually I want to make that, where's that cliff I was going to work on? I think it's on the other side of this. But there's a nice like steep cliff that I want to make a base in there as well. So I'm gonna need an absolute ton of iron. Let's get ourselves some conveyor frames. Just because. I know all the cargo's already tied together, but I just like to have frames in between two large cargoes, even if I guess it would look good even if there was no large port, just to kind of make it look like they're tied together, as long as they're tied together some other way. Right, so right, just gotta weld. Alright, so those are all welded. So I want the wheels on the back portion of this to be lined up with how these are. So how I'm gonna line that up, if I could grind that without damaging anything, I'm gonna make a straight line, or straight-ish anyways, and it helps if I'm still pointing at it. Alright, so let's go back a little farther. I might do 3 sets of wheels. Yeah, so there's 3 spots in between this. So I could potentially have one on each side of this, perfectly spaced out, and then another behind somewhere's, wherever that lines up to be. Because I know that it's not actually 3, even though it's 3. Like, it's actually 5 because you have these. I had a feeling that would happen at some point this episode. Alright. Luckily we have this here, so we don't have to walk as far. Let's get our energy back too while we're at it. Alright, and was the wrong button. Alright. Okay. Right, so it needs to be at this height. And we need... How are we gonna do this? Right, so that lines up with this. So that should work. I'm like thinking out loud. I wish it wasn't even a slight bit crooked, because I feel like that's throwing me off a little bit. Let's see how this looks. Alright, so it'll be like that, and we need like that. That looks off. Like that's too high. Why does that look off? Yeah, it's one block too high, I think. Let's see if that looks better. Like this. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Right, so that means let's get these off and adjust them down if I could move. There you go. Let's go 5. I know that I have it where it's just a straight slope over here, but I'm thinking to kind of make it look like it's actually tied onto the container a little more. Putting those and then these. So it'll be like that. And then I'll keep the rest of the design the same, except for having like the little, this piece in between these two blocks. I don't know why I went through demonstrating like that when I could have simply done that. But yeah, so I'm gonna put all of these little steering knuckle, wheel knuckle joint things on the truck, and I'll see you in a moment. Alright, so I said I was gonna have them all on there, but as I'm lining it up, so there's, if you only look at these little straight rampy bits, ignoring these, you count this as like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in between the wheels themselves. Over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't line up because this cargo is in the way. I can't put the whole thing. And that kind of bothers me. I don't know. I think I might just deal with it for now, and I'll see if I can get anyone to comment whether or not I should get rid of these, which I guess would lower the center of mass a little bit if I just did it like flatbed style and just brought these back another cargo like length. or if I should do like leave it and just kind of deal with it. Alright, so I will continue doing the thing. Yeah, I think this bothers me just a little bit too much. I really don't like that at all. Time to get to chopping. Alright, so I got those changed. I changed up a little bit about the inside of these wheel bits. I decided to make like a little, just a line kind of that runs through for like to connect them, I guess you could say. I was thinking about leaving these flat or bringing a pattern out and having like a light, because I'm gonna have turn signals on it. And I was thinking, some of you may have noticed on actual tractor trailers they'll have lights on the side, on the lower part, that are part of the turn signal system. So if a driver's next to them, they can know, hey, I'm about to move over and might smash into you. So I thought about putting those in the wheels, but it's kind of way on the inside. You won't really see it, so I don't know. And I'm the only one playing on this world, so it's not like I'll hit anyone anyways. But, oh well. I covered up the ends of these cargo containers, but I'm not 100% on, or not 100% sure I like this pattern. I might change it up. Obviously, everything is gonna get a paint job at some point, but I think I'm at the point where I can cutter free, set up the programmable block in here that I actually still need to make, and give this a test drive as soon as I what is it? Oh yeah, I need to turn off the steering. Alright, so no steering on those. And it should be set up already on these, I think. Yeah, steering off on that. Yep, off on that one. Gonna guess that it's off on these. Yes. Alright, so the only ones that are steering are these ones. Yeah, I'm gonna make a save and cut her free. Let's do this. Well, I bottomed out the suspension, so that's something I need to do. Oh, in between episodes I added this, but it kind of sparks and all that, so I need to change that up. I'll probably just like do a divot and maybe change up these little up and down bits, but that can be done later. Let's go with wheels and strength. Let's go try a 10. Not quite strong enough. There, I can actually see it now. Let's do 15. That looks about right. Height offset. That can go all the way. I'm gonna change that to 90. I feel like that sounds reasonable. Let's get our programmable block. Oh, it's not green because I can't build it on a large grid thingy. Alright, so need to go in here, browse. Oh, who made this thing? Is it whip? Yeah, it is whips. Alright, place script on your ship, add some wheels, make a cockpit, enjoy. So I don't have to do any setup on this. Alright, let's alright, so this is Control C2. Let's go ahead and throw that. Oops. Handbrake. Let's group up our thrusters. I didn't already do that, right? Nope. Where are you? These. I used the sci-fi ones just because why not? Going with a simple name for now. On off. Let's turn those off for now. Oh yeah, I need to turn on the engines. I actually have power. I'm using the power from this thing. I don't like that. Yeah, see? So, the engines need to be turned on. Let's make a group for that. Just giving these temporary names for now. I'll change it all later. Put you on 6. All right. Well, spotted something wrong already. I forgot to unlock this. Can turn that off. Lock off. Yeah, as soon as I turned the locks off and turn the rotors off, they shifted a little bit, settled. So that's all set. Alright, I got 62% fuel. Oh yeah, parking brake. It's a pretty good turn radius. I think that works pretty good. The wheels in the back aren't lifting off the ground. Well, spoke too soon. They started to. Yeah. I think that'll do it for this episode. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed the episode. And this has been Orvishana, and I'm signing off.